Recognizing you have a choice. Let's look more closely at the idea that being mindful can help reduce impulsivity and increase your options. Viktor Frankl was an Austrian neurologist and psychologist. He was also a Holocaust concentration camp survivor during World War II. He wrote these words about his experience. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. Something happens to us, and we react, often out of habit without thinking much about it, or sometimes based on an impulse, especially in an emotional situation. If we're being mindful and paying attention to how our emotions influence our behaviors, we may be able to mindfully stop our habit or impulse before we respond, consider if it's going to serve our goals, and possibly respond more effectively. In other words, although sometimes we don't have a choice about our situation and what other people do, we can always choose our own reaction, our attitude. We can choose our own way. Perhaps you're thinking, it's not true that I always have a choice. That's because sometimes our choices don't really feel like choices. Not because they're bad, but because they make us uncomfortable. They're harder, they take longer, they require more work and seem less fun. Maybe they just require us to stop doing something impulsive. For sure, they push us to grow and to develop our skills. Choosing to take the harder or uncertain road instead of taking the easier path of avoiding the uncomfortable challenge can be difficult. Taking a deep breath in the heat of the moment can help you stay present, not get caught up in your head, and not feel overwhelmed by your strong emotions. Using your breath to control your stress response gives you the time and space to respond more effectively. Let's review what we just covered. We talked about what is mindfulness and how it can help you. And we also discussed how being mindful and using your breath can help you recognize when you have a choice and how to cope with an uncomfortable challenge. Thanks for engaging, and see you next time.